Hi, welcome to She Spice. After Cassie's claim, there was hypothesis about Diddy's way of behaving, reaching out to different connections anyway. No proof surfaced in regards to bad behavior with Cassie's exes. Gene Bargan is currently sharing data, recommending that Jennifer Lopez's mom might have proof, as she supposedly monitored Diddy during her girl's relationship. Now, this is getting fascinating. So, with regards to ways of behaving in connections, any relationship is flawed anyway. There were occurrences that grieved Gene F. For instance, when they would get back to the studio and find a lot of young ladies there. Diddy would attempt to legitimize it by expressing that as a hotshot, he wanted bunches of female organization for his picture. Yet Jennifer Lopez is no more bizarre to the business she's been on. Significant organizations managed high-profile people and more. What annoyed him was the point at which they would collaborate on her talking about these young ladies. Discourteously, in some cases, he would be trapped in the center. And she'd take a gander at him, yet he was unable to do much since he was Gene's boss. And they would attempt to be rude to her, and I would be placed in that occasionally, and afterward, she'd be seeing me like, yo. Gene, as per Gene, there was what was happening in the studio, where a young woman offered a rude remark about Jennifer, suggesting she wasn't all that. That is where the pressures got up. Jennifer was going to defy her when Puff educated me to bring her back home, so he drove her back. And she got back to the studio brandishing pants, a braid, perhaps a few Vaseline on her ears and tennis shoes. She appeared to be good to go when she got back. Puff quickly gotten out the young ladies, and she returned to the studio, and Puff got them young ladies out of there, you comprehend. She carry on like that. She was prepared to accomplish something. So this implies that J-Lo and Diddy never had an ideal relationship yet. Is it just this reports have recommended that how strange things occurred during their relationship? Exploring previous connections can some of the time be abnormal, especially when ex-accomplices go to virtual entertainment to share genuine images about misfortune after a separation. Anyway, Diddy seems to lift the post-separation talk to an alternate domain. Late reports demonstrate that Jennifer Lopez, his ex, is presently approaching to examine her previous relationship with Diddy. There are ideas that she may likewise be addressing claims. Connie acted with T inside the setting of their set of experiences together in the year 1999, as the world arranged for the expected Y2K peculiarity. Tabloids were overwhelmed by titles highlighting Jennifer Lopez and P. Diddy. Lopez had shot to fame in 1997 with her cutting-edge job in Selena, and she kept on causing disturbances with ensuing blockbusters like Far Away, Boa Constrictor, and Earn. Only 2 years after the fact, in 1999, she extended her collection by delivering her introduction collection on the 6, denoting a critical stage in her thriving music vocation. I used to get on the 6 train without help from anyone else. Go down to the city, do my tryouts, do my, dance classes, my voice illustrations and stuff like that. As like the start of everything for me by 1999, Diddy had proactively secured himself as a bona fide rapper, having delivered his second independent collection that year under his name, Terrible Kid Diversion, as detailed by AllMusic. Anyway, features weren't exclusive. Velli centered around his melodic undertakings. Diddy additionally wound up at the center of attention for less great reasons, having to deal with lawful offense, penalties for a quarrel with internal degree chief Steve Strong, as revealed by MTV News. In spite of their apparently disparate foundations, Lopez as the enchanting Latin pop star and Diddy as the awful kid rapper, the two set out on a heartfelt connection in '99. While their affection for one another was tangible, a progression of embarrass me. NTS and in the background disorder, in the end, stressed their relationship, the Latin and the R&B. No one's always truly done that. And I feel like due to my experience and where I'm from, the Bronx growing up with hip bounce in the time of hip jump, and in the time of when that all begun, the 2000 Grammys denoted a crucial second, when Sean Diddy Brushes and Jennifer Lopez graced honorary pathway, causing a change in perspective in open discernment as a team, at the time their joint appearance at the music entertainment pageant would regularly have ruled features anyway. Lopez figured out how to immediately redirect consideration with a striking move. She wore the now famous green Versace dress. This outfit, described by sheer silk chiffon and a plunging neck area, made design history, as well as made a permanent imprint on tech history. The interest for photographs of Lopez in this remarkable piece of clothing was serious to such an extent that it filled in as an impetus for the production of Google Picture web clients clamored for looks at the dress, and this flood in online hunts assumed a urgent part in the advancement of the picture scan. Include that we presently underestimate in a 2015 article for Project Partner, previous Google president noted at the time, it was the most famous inquiry question we had at any point seen, yet we had no reliable approach to getting clients precisely what they needed. J.Lo wearing that dress. Google Picture Search was conceived thinking about the SEC. On Diddy imparted to Amusement this evening in 2017 that he detected the dress would be huge, yet didn't have the foggiest idea how enormous it would have been. Surely the excursion through Diddy and Lopez's relationship brings an unforeseen diversion into the notable design second at the Grammys. 20 years prior, Jennifer Lopez's heartfelt ventures have reliably held an unmistakable spot in the public eye, molding the general climate for well north of 20 years before the times of Ben Affleck. A bar or imprint. Anthony, there was another elite meest star who caught her heart and guaranteed a cheerfully ever after P. Diddy, regardless of their moderately short time frame together. Their drawn-out sentiment figured out how to draw in additional media consideration than numerous superstars get all through their whole resides when you were dating J.Lo Will Smith, and Jada attempted to get her on a threes swan you planned to thump up. Will Smith is that genuine J.Lo's underlying experience with Did. Die happened during the creation of her presentation collection on the 6. In those days, she was a wide looked-at ingenue, and he remained as one of the most conspicuous and sought-after music makers in the scene, in spite of the distinctions in their positions and prompt association lighted between them. As the new century unfurled, they developed into one of the most buzzworthy couples, overwhelming titles essentially each day. Whether it was their unmistakable design sense, melodic coordinated effort, or sizzling public showcases of warmth, J.Lo and Diddy turned into a steady presence in the media. Spotlight honey flashes was simply flying all off me. She was hitched at that point, so I was in my own relationship, so I needed to have restraint, and afterward we just became companions. Their relationship was set apart by choppiness, portrayed by disloyalties, eruptions, and, surprisingly, a capture. Looking back, it becomes obvious that P. Diddy and J.Lo's association was disastrous from the very outset. Diddy was ensnared in an on-and-off relationship with Kim Watchman when he originally experienced Jennifer on the arrangement of his music video for Been All Over the Planet in 1997. Years after the fact, he conceded to deliberately trying things out with Jennifer, part of the way to make Kim desirous, and urge her to return to him. During this period, he would unremittingly call Kim 50, 60 times each day, while all the while being engaged with Jennifer, the intricacies and difficulties of their own lives, saint a shadow over the fabulousness of their high-profile sentiment. Yuck, I could have done without him. Since you know Sean and I were altogether different that way. Kim's absence of reaction to Diddy's pleas left them both in an unstable relationship that needed responsibility and development. Jennifer uncovered that she enjoyed a critical part of her experience with Diddy in a turbulent state, expressing that she was thoroughly crying insane and going crazy, and it truly took her life in an entire tail twist. Diddy's supposed treachery ides turned into a limit for Jennifer as a high-profile music magnate during the 9S. Diddy procured a standing as a women man known for his serious, hard-working attitude, and similarly enthusiastic party way of life. He regularly visited clubs blending with different craftsmen and fans, frequently remaining out until the following day. His untrustworthy and foolish conduct raised doubts for Jennifer, who had a hunch that he was being faithless in a 2003 meeting with Energy. She conceded I never got him yet. I just realized Jennifer even reviewed how she would looked through lodgings trying to find him. The kinds of their relationship turned out to be progressively clear. The defining moment happened in December 1999 when Diddy and Jennifer confronted capture comparable to a triple-giving external a Manhattan club. Both were accused of criminal ownership of a weapon and taken property. Jennifer, anyway, was quickly delivered as policing. She had no contribution, And the episode in the meantime, Diddy's charges continued driving him to stand preliminary for an ownership. At last, he was vindicated of the charges. The legitimate difficulties added one more layer of strain to a generally wild relationship. It's hard it requires such a lot of confidence in the last part of the 1990s. Jennifer Lopez and Diddy shaped a genuinely in vogue influence. Couple both partaking in the zenith of their. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.